So we're back again. I to be honest, I didn't touch at all I didn't touch at all the project, so we might let's get our time. Okay. The naming is just wrong, but so last week we finally managed to fix those things. Okay, so today let's try to do one last fix and then add features to the game. Because right now we've got a real solo mode. I just clicks, I just set up, I just press start, it goes solo. It's great. Right now most of the issues with the networking are fixed. And well, that's pretty neat. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Okay. And got these to quick fix, but it's not important. Nobody saw nothing. Okay, because you see the automatic attacks looks bad for now. Okay, the enemy minions do quite nothing actually. And see, when they respawn, that's the main thing I want to fix. Because when they respawn without HP, basically. That's bad. And I don't know why, actually. Like they respawn and then they got the health regen going on and everything, but and maybe I'm just going to cut off the regen for the enemies because it costs a load of network, basically. Don't want the network to suffer too much. So, how do we fix that? Let's open Visual Studio for starter. And I guess that's when the minion is resetting, something like that. That's a method called reset minion. And I just needed this wave. It's loading, taking its time. You know, it's supposed to be the best version of Visual Studio, but it takes longer than the old one. And wait a sec. Twitch, got just that to set. Okay, let's go. My bet, like Thursdays, since I'm localized in France, if I stream during lunch, maybe I'll get more people watching the stream. That's a bet. I don't care about threading utilities. So let's add something right there and see what the heck is happening, because you see there's the max health, the current health, like they're initialized of the health system. Like the network variable is reinitialized. I guess this shouldn't happen. Like, could I is okay, let's because I just want to reset the value, not, you know, and I guess maybe shouldn't do that this way right there. I mean, I init right there when I'm managing the minion, and I guess I shouldn't do that. Okay, make an overload of the init method that doesn't really init, you know. And when you do something like that, it's not good. Make a bit of documentation. Just init without initializing network stack. Yeah, that's the network stack, I guess. Okay, and let's just, you know, call the init right there. Give it the attribute manager and move all of this inside this init method. The fuck? I don't know if it's going to fix anything, but there's little chance, I guess, something like that. Attach to Unity. Yeah. Just compile, bro. So yeah, this afternoon I got a meeting at 4 p.m. basically. So I'm going to stream only 2 hours. And yeah. That's the player spawning and everything. So who cares? Okay, so the player spawns. Doesn't change anything to the spawning of the player. I can still change the value, that's okay. Okay, the enemies are spawning. Value 674, 74. Okay. It's for the next wave. Let's have all them die. And now they're respawning. And now false. Okay. Okay, and 74, 74. So that means it's only the UI that's not updating. I think. Let's stop that. Stop that. Yeah, it's only the UI. Quick fix. No, you change something in some place, something another place. Uh, but yeah, the region method is not updating the UI if the enemy is full life, basically. So since the enemies are pooled, you know, yeah, it's an optimization mess. 5 seconds till it spawns. They spawn. They all 3, 4, 5. And it responds with everything. That's great. Version control. Well, best practice. Check in. Let's go. that's the best practice. Okay. So enemies should be dropping some kind of currency so the player can upgrade and everything. Right now, I've decided to give the player a base amount of money, which is a lot, but I'm just going to give him 100. And well, that's great. 100 of money. And now when an enemy dies, because I made some kind of looting system with loot table and everything, but I guess that for now, since we only looting money, I don't know, wait a sec, I've got to get my head back in this. Min drops, max drops. Okay. Going data, minions. Slum minion. See loot table. Should loot only one thing. Drop chance 100, and it should look coin. And coin is like value of 10. And I wanted to spawn prefabs, but actually I think this is a bad idea, by the way. Because yeah, I wanted to put the interaction on wait, thinking cap on. Now, like right now, at least for the first version, I'm just going to directly add the loot to the inventory of the player, and that's it. And maybe, because 63 hours left, and you don't have time to mess around, basically. So let's make scriptable objects. Coin, lootable data. Yeah, okay. really know what I'm doing right now, but don't tell me. Okay, I've just did that. Okay. The main thing is, when I started, I just spent 5 hours designing data structures, so it goes faster into the development. But now I kind of not agree anymore with what I did. So you know, sometimes you is scaling. Yeah, I got to definitely scale. Scaling curve. It should depend on the minion, so I wanna have multiple instances of this gold. Multiple tiers of loads, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely scaling. Get value for index. Round. Yeah, there's the bonus and everything of the character. Out final value. And it returns lootable tier. Okay, so maybe, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's okay. That's okay. And I guess I don't need to make a coin lootable stuff because it's already kind of. Like, there's nothing special with the coins. So yeah, here we're going back again. Let's do that for now, and let's make a coin. Let's get back to the coin. Compiling. I mean, yeah, it's messy in my head. But I'm trying to add something that's going to be scalable somehow. And yeah, for now, I've got to accept that the only loot is going to be coins. And the icon for coins is going to be a knob. Because why the heck not? And I'm going to add a color, basically. Level, yeah, as a string maybe, and maybe, nah, not a description, I don't care about that for now. I wish to have a color. All of those informations need to be gotten some ways. Okay, let's go. And well, the icon is not going to show for now, but I want to, like in Echoes of Dream, or I don't know, Tears of Dream, I don't know, have the numbers pop above the head, but of the player, like you got 1000 gold and it pops over its head, like that, but only on the client side, not networked, which is quite fast and easy to do. Let's put it like that. gold. Okay, and minions. So let's get back to the minion manager. Health system. So the health system should have a reference to the loot manager. There is no loot manager. Fuck. What? Oh yeah, I wanted to do some chests. You could loot chests, and at the end of the run you open like 20 chests, but there's only money, so that doesn't make sense right now. Okay. By the way, I'm going to change some stuff. Like, I don't like to have a thing called data and stuff. I'm just going to take those. Wait a second, and put those in a data folder. I think it's better, and if I wasn't stupid I would have directly copied everything at the right place. Great. Some spring cleaning is due. FFS loot data. Okay, don't worry, it's going to all man. Thought of everything, loot color and everything. Why are you not happy now? Okay, loot table. Using loot data. Okay. Now it's just about fixing the missing refs, you know. Sometimes you just like the programming is not good, but why the fuck? Oh yeah, it's cause I put private. Wait a second. One thing at a time. I think there's going to be something like who killed the enemy first, and maybe it could be an issue, I don't know. Okay, compiling. Not compiling. Namespaces are really important. Like, this project is kind of a bloody mess, cause I'm just trying to speedrun things and I'm taking maximum 2 minutes to think about what I'm doing. But yeah. I don't need it to be a mono behavior, so let's not. Loot manager. And well, I'm going to make something about it. Health system. When you init it, you put a loot manager, and you expect to have one private loot manager, but it's by default null, and loot manager equals dual manager, and basically what's going to happen is when the enemy or the player dies, so right there on death, yeah. Okay. If loot manager not equals to null, try to drop loot, and I guess I forgot. I've got to add something. Who the fuck is attacking? So let's add something. Because minion can't loot. But maybe in the future I'm going to need a way. So it's a network behavior, player manager, and I guess I called it the minion manager. I don't know. If that's the case, I'm fucking dumb. I didn't thought this through. I mean, I don't care. I minion. Yeah, definitely. And yay, let's go. And that's not going to be FFS, that's going to be FFS, that's minions. And basically, it should have a method add loot, and like a void add loot, and seeing messages again. Here we're going back again. I'm reading Add loot. So basically, I guess what I'm getting. So yeah, the only thing is that's going to do lootable data. I don't have a loot data, I guess. Okay, I don't want a final value. What I want is loot data. So let's make split class loot data, and basically, nah, that's really bad. That's actually really bad. Because allocating memory each time would be more organized, but that's actually good. So let's get back to the ramble. Which means that I don't need a loot manager. Okay, let's apply that to the player. Already minion manager. Let's go. Should do nothing. Build the plot. Minions don't loot. Okay. And on the player manager, what? I could just say I'm integrated, but I want the system, the health system, to be really generic, so it works the same for everyone. And later on, maybe I'm going to need references to high minions. So minions don't loot, but maybe there's going to be 20 more, and yeah, it should be enemy minions, player minion, and but fuck it, don't have time to refactor. For now, it's a speedrun project, never forget about it. And the attack manager is not happy anymore. Yeah. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I've got to make the... I think I already added. Add money. I just remember that Get value for index. Oh yeah. But what does the index do again? Values. Okay, and why? Associated item. What the fuck is that? Sorry, but I mean, oh, it's loot table, not loot table. Wait, definitely something wrong with that. Let's see, multiple values possible. Okay, that's calculating something. Okay, let's. I mean, I'm increasing it that too much. So 0. Sample bonus. Attribute manager. But how does it work again? Plus sample bonus. Okay. Get stat value. Stats. Get stat value. And I guess that's going to be gold multiplier. Something like that. Yeah, and yeah, cause it's only for, and that's only out final value. Attribute manager level. Nah. Um, let's another binder, currency binder. Spawner binder. I need the wave number. Let's go for it. Okay, and I'm just going to. Why do you? No problem. Let's go. So it's only handling money for now, but that's great. And now, we got some other needs we need to take care of. Player controller. Okay, let's go. Private loot manager. Create. I'm going to create it right there. Loot manager. Equals new. And The node manager needs some info to know what it is looting, by the way. Cause I'm sending the eye minion of the other side. And okay. So for now, let's keep it simple. This is not a feature I want. Let's remove all references to this loot manager. I mean, if I'm not implementing the feature, I'm not implementing the feature. You just don't implement half unfinished features. Always make things to the end, basically. Otherwise it's going to be a bloody mess all the time. Okay, so when it's dying it should go, but now I've got to transmit through the damager the eye minion basically. So on the player manager I got to add this as eye minion. Okay, and here attack manager. But I think this attack manager is going to become standard with minions, but you know, I minion. Okay, and equip data private I minion for this. Okay, and when I'm creating my new player ability data and everything, I'm just going to give it my parent minion. For now there's only one ability, but after I think I'm going to just add some more stuff. So right there, that's a bit messy, but just see, right there. I don't know. I'm not looking the chat. I've not been looking the chat for a long time. Quite lonely this morning. Why aren't you happy? Ah, yes, right. Yeah, definitely. I'm changing the base as well. Fuck you. Add and let's go and okay. And when I'm creating the pool, I should definitely when I'm creating that, all of that. And when I'm creating the major and stuff, and I'm not really creating it right there, let's get back to the attack manager. Should definitely make this class 1 by default, but so for now wanna keep all the abilities under the attack manager. Um, create the major minion. Okay, and I'm just going to add a parameter on this and private minion owner minion basically, and owner minion is going to equals minion, and so the owner minion, I'm going to pass that in I mean, that's the point where this is going to get messy because of networking, basically. That's another issue, and I guess if I just do that this way, fuck you. Why aren't you happy? Oh yeah, I didn't. I think I'm just going to pass the loot table in the F system, so yeah. Yeah, let's go. If minion not, and so I can also implement the I've also got to call the vampirism callback. That's where everything gets really complicated. Take damage method is going to be really big and has to work online basically. So it's going to be minion not at loot, but because there is a but. Because there is a but. Always a but. Nah. Got to do that. And this take damage is no longer great. Good. You know what? I gotta finish this, but I'm just going to take a cup of coffee and yeah, we'll finish this right after. And we're back. um. Yeah. So I was thinking, and this is a good approach. The like scrolling. I was scrolling on my phone the documentation, and normally managed types should be handled by networking, because I had two ways of doing things. Either, because right now when the minion takes damages, I'm on the server, and the server already has a huge load, handling all the minions. Um, and I'm not sure, like, the looting mechanic depends on the stats of each players, and I would prefer that those things are handled client side. So, what we're going to do, because right now, when I call to take damage on the minion, most player, apart from the host, so it's going to work in slow mode, but not in multiplayer, are going to go into health because they don't own the minion, and so it's going to go right there, called damage RPC. And this damage RPC requires a bunch of things, which means that the vampirism callback is fucking garbage. Which means that we need to change it. And how are we going to change it? Good question. Yeah, I know. And let's remove all of this. And owner, and let's give it an owner minion and delete that, and modify the tech damage formula so goes with of system F system. So that's and let's go call that attacker minion, and let's call that attacker F system. So on def attacker minion, if I gave an attacker minion, I'm just going to add loot. You see the SCP into RPC into RPC, but who cares? I'm just going to do an add loot RPC. Okay, and during the init main init, I'm just going to, because wait a sec, it's my own bloody mess at the moment. It has its own minion data, and in the minion data it has a loot table. So which is not gettable. Also, look the table, okay. And the goal is going to pass this, and that's why I wanted to make a loot manager. So let's pass that look loot manager, and let's give it a loot table, okay, and private loot table, and then space. Works for me. And it's always going to read on the first one. For now. I made something really complex for nothing. For now, let's go like that. Okay. Like when you kill an enemy, you're sure to get a loot. And I think my system is way too complex. I'll destroy it at some point, I think. For now, this is great. Now, minion manager. Right before that, loot manager. Let's just do something like loot manager equals new loot manager, minion data, that's loot table. Okay, and I want to give a way for the loot manager and add like that. By default it's going to be null. And when I'm looting, I'm just saying Okay, great. Um, Normally, manage type are sent by network. If it doesn't work, we'll make a scriptable object referencing all those scriptable objects, and we'll add a GUID to the scriptable object, and we'll find it's on, and we'll send the GUID by the network, and just, you know. But for now, I guess that might work. Let's just pick the tag the major CP right there, which is not, which is clearly outdated. So what we need to add is all of those like that, and just remove. That's way better. Great. ID. Send to owner. Okay. It's critical. Vampires and percent. Attacker minion. For now, we don't program the vampirism because one feature at a time, but we can already add that to add it on the top, and another add armor ending on the elf system. Okay, cause yeah, there's really a few stats that are not handled at the moment, but yeah. So it goes like that, like that. It calls rare. There. So I got the client calling the server, which is going to say, okay, you managed to kill. I'm calling back, and is dead. Should be called at some point. Yeah. And when I'm doing this init, I'm going to say is that false, like that. Fuck. Okay. Way better than having a booler. And you know what? Let's make it a public bool. Is no use for now, but it's a really useful property, you know. And now just go in the add loot property. I don't know if I can make a PC as interfaces. Fuck. I'm 100% sure it's... Well... Yeah. That's not going to work. So... Again... Let's change that. Let's keep it iMinion. 'Cause fuck. And Only network behavior can have RPC. Owner, send to owner, and yeah, and that's going to be a public virtual void. Yeah, might change a bit right there. Yeah, it's not happy. I minion public override void, and now the minion manager. And I guess it should has the RPC sent to owner. It should be never called on the minion by the way. Okay. So that updated loots sends get all the data, the loot table. So right there. Yeah, player manager doesn't have a loot manager, and out of the box, I don't know if the money updates. Because you see there's the currency manager, and I don't think, because the currency manager is directly on the player manager, because I'm fucking lazy. Currency binder, and I'm guessing that I should on money change is someone subscribed to on money changed basically. Okay, plus equal update currency UI, that's in the HUD manager. Why? Oh yeah, makes sense. Okay, so it's all binded, and so now if I manage to kill a minion, it's going to loot, but if the minion kills itself, it's not. Wait a sec. Yeah, this is there. Yeah, if the minion kills itself, it's not. If I manage to, it's going to. So, what? Because we need to kill minion to test the feature. So what I'm going to do is go in the attack manager, right there, damager get pool, instantiate, and the get base get. And on the tick, I just get it, you know? And when I instantiate it, I'm just giving it secondary, primary and everything, which is calculated, but not when I'm getting it. Oh. So it's not updating. God. I guess I can just... Yeah. Can just do that. Fix the thingy. And damages are calculated based on the base damage. So I'm just going to not change the code, but fix those errors, because of course you are. That has to be changed, but for now it's going to be null and not null. Okay, that's great. That's the base playability. Minion. Oh yeah, that was because I don't need to do anything, because get damager I call base, so it's already quite handled. Okay. Okay. Now it's not happy for some reason. What the fuck? Don't know how to deserialize. Fuck. So okay. um so okay. I was like, manage type accepted, but well, I think what they mean by manage type is serializable type, not scriptable objects. Good thing is everyone, all the client gets the same scriptable object. So we just have to just have to go into data and make a new scriptable object, and let's call it lootable library. And in the lootable library, yeah, it's going to be only one. It's going to be FS namespace. And in this lootable library, we're going to have serialized field of private list stop fucking AI lootable data. Let's call it loots equals new. We don't need to do it now. The get lootable data by ID, and so what we need to do is to make a new class, which is going to be public I did SO. GUID scriptable objects, which is going to be of type scriptable object, which is going to be this way, GUID, okay, and let's add onValidate, if string dot is null or empty, GUID new drop, and that's great. And now we want it to be a GUID scriptable object, and let's make it shoop, a class, and we move it afterward to clean the project, and right there we get a string which is going to be called GUID. GUID are not both performance, but at least they're unique. You could I saw Gitamen do for a 4 integer splitted GUID where you check integers by integers, and that goes way faster than comparing strings, but we are not going to do that because we want to go fast. If load return loads, great, else return false. Okay, you might return null. Okay, you might wonder why is this lootable library be is going to be in the game manager, because why not? Everyone has a game manager. So either libraries. Library. Fuck. Are you messing with me? Okay, who cares? Oh, that's the wrong one, by the way. Okay, because I'm also using an asset that I'm making, so I got another one. I guess my PG toolkit is coming with a save system and those things and those boots. Okay, let's go. So now, rather than coding in the RPC directly the reference, I'm going to F system. I'm going to send that GUID. Let's go. And on the other side, it's going to take a string. Load data GUID. And when I go in the player manager, it's going to be a string. Okay, and I'm going to go game manager dots singleton dots lootable library dots get lootable by ID lootable loot ID. Okay, and like that, and it should compile now. And oh yeah, I got to I got to fix it on the minion as well, because it has this string loot ID. I don't know, maybe in the future minion could loot. I don't care at the moment. So now in the minion manager, yeah, okay. So now, why are you not happy? In the elf system, don't know how to serialize. Okay. So the elf system. So that's what adds development time, because yeah. So I'm going to change a bit this thing, and I think I'm just going to yeah. Take the mage, bull, parent is minion. That's going to be false. And int ID. That's all. That's all. And fuck that. You see? So what's going to happen right there is I'm not directly calling those things. I'm just going to pass parent is minion and ID, and in my RPC I'm just going to pass those as well. No, I'm learning. I would have done that pretty much quicker. Oh yeah, and by the way, 62 hours left. Oh, almost 61 by the way. Okay. Okay, that works for me. I was full of hope, by the way, and I did superior to 0. Let's go with Yulong. That do for the ID system. Likewise, we'll avoid some. So now we need two things. If parent minion is minion, so we need to, you know, and depending if but smiley, depending on, stop making stuff up, please. Okay, so depending on, I'm not going to plus that right there. And if the player is a minion, I'm going to look either in the I need an ID system, that means to, but I'm going to look either in the spawner or the game manager. So here, game manager, that singleton, good get player by ID, add loads, RPC, everything. That's okay, easy, easy. And yeah, private Um, spawner. Enemy spawner. Enemy spawner. And I think I can always pass this enemy spawner. Not. um, the player. Because the minion don't really need the enemy spawner. So, but the player actually needed to know. I'm going to do it this way. Big void set. Okay, right there, and now enemy spawner that gets okay, and I just need to have some ID system for the minions, because basically at the moment I can spawn minions and all minions have an ID, so int current ID, it's long. Okay, and so when I'm spawning, okay, when I'm spawning, I'm just going to do init minion, and I'm just going to do current ID plus plus, and okay, I'm adding that, and private. And that would be the first thing being initialized. ID get minion by ID right there. I guess when I'm making one minion manager, it's get components. I need a list of all minions. Okay. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I mean, get a good computer if you're the server. Private list, minion manager. It's a list. That's yeah. Okay, else null. So when I get the minion, add manager, yes, definitely. And when I'm releasing, I'm just doing manager dot remove. Okay, and now let's get back to the off system. Okay, elf system. Get minion by ID. We actually don't care about that. No, because for now, well, it's for the later vampirism, by the way. But let's keep the consistency. So this should work definitely. And actually, on elf changed, on def and on def must be called right after, otherwise it's not going to be in the list. Unity, okay. Still not happy with what I'm doing. Yeah, makes sense. So now when I'm exploding, it will always be, but let's do it the other way. Okay, that's the max value is going to be our. Okay, and let's go into the minion manager. Well, it's going to be the attack manager of the minion, by the way, which actually, okay. I was going for something much simpler than the player, but actually I'm just going to normalize and take the attack manager of the player, put it on the minion and everything. But for now, because yeah, I wish to keep things simple. Okay, now I think it's going to be the major. It compiles a bit faster, you know, when it fades. With this new version. So on a minion, don't care about that. Yeah, no. So this is garbage. We just want the minion idea. So this is garbage. At least it simplifies the code. Something like that. Belong. Okay, and now we go into the player manager. We go into the attack manager. He's not going to be happy anymore with ability data. It should be pissed. Yeah, okay. And so yeah, long minion ID. Makes the most sense, right? And so on and so forth. Okay, let's get back into the attack manager. When we do this init, okay, and now it's the main issue with the system. When you change something as fundamental as this, you need to change a lot of the code, a lot of things in the code basically. But I mean, that goes pretty fast. Along minion ID. Okay. Okay. Let's back there. You're not happy? Yeah, he is. And now let's get back into the player manager. And I think right there, attack manager. On a client ID. It's not any longer. Yeah, it's any longer. Yeah. But so yeah, making a single player game multiplayer is not, let's make it multiplayer, because every system has to kind of know what the fuck is happening in the multiplayer stack, who's owning what and stuff, so it's a lot of work actually. Really interesting to learn though. I think I'm good. Now I have got data to... I've got data to make. Lootable library. Let's just start the loot, the one loot we have actually got. Okay, and I think we got something to add to the slime, right? The minion, no? is set up. And the player. Yeah. Okay. What's the player? Okay. So, oh yeah, I've got to. Yeah, I've got to do. I've got to do one modification. Ability/ability. Base damage is 100 to 400. Yeah. Yeah. I know you're not happy about what the fuck is happening. I really hate that. Okay, the attack system is not working for some reason. At least... Let's try to finish this wave. Okay, I don't manage to damage anymore the enemies, so that's an issue. They got the right amount of health points, and I just wanted to check this, which is going to be my damager. Oh yeah, it's supposed to do 165 damages to 615. That's with all the modifiers on the player's strength. Thing is calculated like that, and I guess that the capsule collider is not opening, right? So that's actually, you see, like the capsule collider is, yeah. So that's only visual visual issues. Cause yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Um. Because the VFX is not set it up to false. I'm going to just. I guess I can just. Base scaling value, base crits, because it multiplies by the strength, it multiplies by the strength adds damages, raw damages, but yeah, and this is a pretty complex system, but I think it's kind of really interesting. Max lifetime, let's start in 15 seconds, so we can really test and see if it's working. And yeah, we got things to fix, but we're actually making a game, and I'm updating the timer now to 61 hours. Because, yeah. Maybe I should use an automatic timer, I don't know. I really just want this damage thingy to work, the coin to be looted and everything, because... You see 1.5. Okay, I just... Yeah, you see? It doesn't deal any fucking damages. So, let's go into the Health Manager right there, and let's just go with Right there. Okay. Okay, I'm pissed. Hmm. Okay, so it's not touching. Let's go. Um, so it's not in the Earth system by itself. Let's go take a look at if it's calling an RPC or something. Fuck. Uh-huh. Let's go in the damager and see if it triggers anything. Okay, so elf. Let's go. Elf is null. Must have to do with... Okay. Prefabs, abilities, slash. It's going to look like a slash at some point, and it's a layer. It should be on player attack, yeah. Should maybe fix some stuff. Because player attack can only interact with enemy health. So... well... if it's on the default layer, you know... kind of based. Why don't you want to start? Okay. Maybe I should lower a bit the music. Yeah. You see. Okay. So it kills the enemies, but actually doesn't loot. So let's put breakpoints right there and see what the hell is happening when I'm killing an enemy. So what's happening right there is currency manager final value 4. Okay. And money changed. So it kind of worked, but didn't change the UI. So actually system works, but the UI doesn't change. So let's go into the HUD manager. I'm going to take a look right there. And just put a breakpoint right there and see if it's ever called. No, iteration. And slowly you learn what actually happening. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Binder currency success, update currency UI, update currency UI, and yeah, thanks. And you know, it's not the way I'm coding usually, and that's clearly an auto completion that I'm not happy with. Um, Sometimes you know you don't. I'm not really enjoying the auto completion of Visual Studio, at least the new version. Like 9 times out of 10, it's garbage or out of context, and behind that, it's Copilot, which means Copilot is fucking dumb. Ah. Okay. By the way, it should work now. No, okay, it's not coding. Well, let's go into the current money. Let's see what the fuck is happening right there. Okay, and 110 plus 7. Okay, and this is fucking dumb. Like if no one subscribed to it, while many actually subscribed. So you didn't subscribe on this shit, which means I made a mistake. Yeah, made a mistake right there. Like, I like to do my UIs so it's safe. I don't care when my backend is loading or anything, it's going to work and I don't have to care. So there is those double checks and stuff, but that's what broke actually the mechanic. But now it should work. Only took 2 hours, but man, I read the system because I misunderstood the documentation, which quite happens quite often in this project. So not sad. I'm not sad. Okay, you see, when you manage to kill the enemies, you get money. It's a bit random, and that's great. Um, that's another issue. So, damager pool release. Okay. Because it can hit multiple times on a frame. So now, what we're going to add, because you know, is just private list of damagers, active damagers, and that should fix it. Like when I'm getting one, get damager and stuff, I just active damager. Fuck. Why not add damager? Why? Oh. My computer is super slow. Okay. And it's going to be protected. And here in the release, which is only in the base, at least for this one. I don't want your fucking message. Don't spam my logs. And that should fix all those errors, which are not breaking it, but are kind of breaking the process. Since I always cause release when I'm finished with the object, it's okay, but it's going to be safer to handle the exception by making sure we don't call it. Basically, it's going to save a bit of memory as well. I hope. Because yeah, the collider stays multiple one frame. On the one frame it triggers, but maybe multiple enemies could actually. Yeah, I still have an issue with the first minion, but okay. And now yeah, okay. So am I mistaken? That should be right there. Because yeah. Fuck. Should be right there. And I think I'm going to eat after that. That will end the stream. It's a major gameplay feature because now, well, there is the base to loot stuff from enemies, and there's a way for the combat system to know who's eating whom and whom it is it's whom. Like, it's a single feature, but actually it will make the vampirism go really damn fast. See, no more errors. That's pretty interesting. Okay, the slash is crazy strong at the moment. Okay, those two things has to be done. and I think I'm going to do them before making, because at this point it's just going to be polish, and that's going to be great. I think it should take 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, something like an hour as well. And yeah, but next thing, well, no, fuck, not that. Because those two are going to require the damage UI. So next thing is the damage UI, so it's easy to debug. But well, next real thing is going to test the mechanic we just made in multiplayer. But I guess that's for this afternoon. So see ya then. This afternoon I'm just going to stream maximum 1 hour. So see ya guys.